You created?
Well, I mean, the name. I don't know. You know,
It's been nearly 3 weeks since the tragic and heartbreaking murders of Hollywood icons Rob and Michelle Reiner. While the world was stunned by the news, what most people don't know is that beneath the surface of this tragedy lie layers of secrets and turmoil that no one could have predicted. The headlines focused on the shock, but the real story lives in the quiet corners of this family's life, hidden behind closed doors. Today, we're diving into 7 disturbing new details about the crime scene, the family dynamics, and the chilling truth about what really happened that fateful day. Stick with us, because you won't believe what we've uncovered. When the massage therapist arrived at the Reiner mansion on December 14, 2025, she didn't expect anything out of the ordinary. Rob and Michelle had kept up this routine for years. They never missed their regular weekly appointments. But this time, there was no answer. No footsteps. No sounds from inside. Silence. The lack of response was the first indication that something wasn't right. After knocking several times, calling both Rob and Michelle's phones with no success, the therapist's concern quickly turned to panic. This wasn't just a simple misunderstanding. This was something deeper. She immediately contacted Romy, their daughter, who lived just minutes away, hoping she could clear up the situation. But when Romy arrived, she was met with something far worse than she had ever imagined. Romy Reiner rushed to her parents' mansion, expecting a minor mix-up. Maybe her parents were out of sight or had missed the doorbell. But the moment she stepped inside, everything changed. There, lying motionless, was her father, Rob Reiner. Her world immediately came to a halt. The overwhelming shock froze her in place. She couldn't comprehend what she was seeing. Her mind couldn't process it. Romy screamed in panic, running out of the house, her body moving faster than her. Thoughts could catch up. What she didn't know at that moment was that her mother, Michelle, was also dead in another part of the house. Despite the widely reported details, it wasn't Romy who made the 911 call. In the midst of chaos, it was Alex Silberg, a close friend of Romy's, who grabbed the phone and made that urgent call. This crucial fact has been misunderstood by many, but it is key to understanding what happened. Shock doesn't follow logic. When your brain is hit with an overwhelming moment, it shuts down. Romy wasn't being irresponsible or hiding something. She was simply frozen in disbelief. It wasn't guilt, it was trauma. Alex's presence during this time became vital. Without him, the confusion could have turned into false accusations, but instead, he was able to clarify Romy's state of mind and her actions during those first crucial minutes. At first, Romy thought it was only her father who had been killed. When the police arrived, however, they informed her that her mother, Michelle, had also been murdered. This devastating news hit Romy harder than anyone could have imagined. She didn't just lose one parent in that horrifying moment, she lost both. Grief was staggering, but what made it worse was that she had to learn of her mother's death later, after she had already been hit with the shocking sight of her father's lifeless body. Romy was forced to face not one, but 2 life-altering shocks, each one compounding the horror she was already dealing with. Alex Silberg wasn't just a bystander on that tragic day, he was a central figure in Romy's life. Both professionally and emotionally, the two had been working on a short film together, with Romy as the lead actress and Alex as the director. Their bond ran deep, and on the day of the discovery, Alex became more than just a friend. He was Romy's lifeline. He was the one who could corroborate her story, her emotional state, and her actions during that traumatic time. Without Alex, the misunderstanding about Romy's behavior could have spiraled out of control, dragging her into false accusations. His testimony became a critical part of the investigation, helping to clear up the confusion surrounding Romy's actions and ensuring that the focus remained on the real tragedy. On the outside, the Reiners were the picture of Hollywood success. But behind those perfect walls, there was a growing sense of fear and unease. Rob and Michelle had been quietly living in constant fear for months. They were concerned about their son Nick's worsening mental health and erratic behavior. Despite their best efforts to help him, they began to realize that their support might not be enough to keep him under control. Rob and Michelle had confided in close friends about their growing fear. They expressed that they were scared of Nick and his unpredictable behavior. Friends said that Rob had begun calling him a ticking time bomb in private, knowing that something terrible was lurking just beneath the surface. But despite their fears, they continued to support him. providing him with an allowance and allowing him to live in a guest house on their estate, all in an attempt to help him get better. The night before the murders, Rob and Michelle made the difficult decision to bring Nick with them to Conan O'Brien's annual Christmas party. Despite his obvious discomfort and growing instability, they felt they couldn't leave him alone at home. At the party, Nick's behavior stood out in a way that made everyone uncomfortable. He wandered the room, pale and unkempt, repeatedly asking guests, "Are you famous?" His tone wasn't playful. It was cold, emotionless, and mechanical. People tried to laugh it off, but as the night went on, the tension grew. Nick was clearly disconnected from the world around him, drifting through the event like a shadow. His parents were desperate to maintain some semblance of normalcy, but Rob eventually snapped, scolding Nick in front of their friends. It was a painful moment when a father was forced to discipline his son in public, unsure of how to handle the situation. These 7 chilling details paint a picture of a family struggling to hold things together in the face of overwhelming pain and fear. Rob and Michelle's love for their son Nick was unquestionable, but it wasn't enough to shield them from the storm that was brewing. As we look back at these moments, we are left to wonder, could this tragedy have been prevented? Were the signs missed? How many times did Rob and Michelle try to protect Nick, only to be caught in a cycle that led to their untimely deaths? This story isn't just about the murder, it's about the unraveling of a family caught between love and fear, help and enabling, stability and chaos. The truth behind this tragedy is more complex and heartbreaking than anyone could have imagined. If this story left you speechless, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. What do you think went wrong in the Reiner family's story? Could the outcome have been different? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's continue to uncover the truth together.